We're gonna start. Hello. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Um, Daria, say something. Anything.
Uh, Hello, good
Daria,
morning.
speak.
I'm speaking. Hello,
Daria, say
do you
something.
hear? Hello. It works.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. We're just doing a sound check. I'm stopping my video because the internet isn't very good. Okay. Hi everybody. Sorry we only did one class just today. Um, we have some I'm changing things because of the retreat. Okay, welcome everybody to ACI course 18, class 4, the last ACI course. And question 1. Lynn, you want to read? Lynn,
Mm. Yeah, teacher.
please read.
At this, yeah, at this point in the text, Master Santideva moves from the major discussion of one kind of emptiness to another.
Lynn, turn your video off. Turn your video off. Turn your video off.
Yes. The
Yeah, turn your
distant,
video off. Okay, go ahead.
the distinction between the two is the answer to the natural question raised in our minds when
Yeah.
we begin to examine the emptiness of any object, especially ourselves. Say the question can be divided briefly to the two kinds of emptiness. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. I'll repeat for our audience. So at this point in the text, Master Shantideva, who wrote the book, moves from a major discussion of one kind of emptiness to another. This distinction between the two is the answer to a natural question raised in our minds when we begin to examine the emptiness of an object, especially our own selves. State the question and briefly describe the two kinds of emptiness. Does anybody know? Like if you start thinking about, like if someone explains emptiness to you, things have no self nature of their own except what we give them. Okay? And someone says, "Oh, a pen is only pen from because we call it a pen because of our past karma." And then uh to a dog sees a chew toy because of its karma. It's doggy karma. Okay? All right? So what's the natural question you ask yourself
Right?
about the
What is it really?
what is the what in your question?
Thing.
Yeah, but it's not anything really. We already determined that.
That's the question.
But we already answered that. No, we determined that too. Depends on the perception. But even if it's your own, what's the next logical question? Huh? No, we answered that too. Karma. No, what about
Wheel?
ah, what about the
That's the question.
parts? No, the parts. The parts. We already answered all those questions. If you do the pen thing, all those questions are answered. The next thing is what about the raw data? Yeah, what about the white and the blue and the pointy and the cap, right? Okay, I thought it was logical. Clearly, Master Shantideva is when we understand, look, I'm right. When we understand that we are only a concept imposed on a collection of parts, by force of our past karma, we begin to wonder whether the raw data itself is also a concept imposed on its parts. Is it the basis? Obviously, let me answer that question. Because what about the thing you're perceiving it on top of? If everything's empty, but you still haven't gotten that, because yes, you do. That's the whole point.
The raw data is also a label.
I know. That's what we're saying. The raw data itself is also a concept imposed on its own parts. For a person, it would be Kanzaki Dakshi Yang Takyu Yinam. That is, we begin to draw the distinction between the emptiness of us, Kanzaki Dakme, and the emptiness of our parts, Chuki Dakme. Yeah. Do I understand what Tibetans? Yes. I'm a Tibetan scholar. Thanks. It's for the recording, but thank you. Good question. What? Yes, Maria is going to continue. Come up here, Maria, because they can't hear you in our studio audience.
I don't know. Can you see me?
There's no video
There's video.
because the internet.
Okay, let's say
Bring your chair.
I perceive this as a box, right?
Yeah,
But
yep,
someone else can perceive it
a mountain. An ant can see a mountain.
as something round, for example.
Round? It's not
Yeah.
round, but it's not
But-
round.
But it is not round because you perceive the parts as square, right? But they are empty themselves, so someone else.
They could see a corner of it, and the rounded edge could be round to them. That's true. Because we're still dealing with reality.
But we
The pen is still
make
white.
the reality. So depending on my seeds, the reality can be different from your reality. It is different.
You know, the
So
parts are the
there's-
basis which the reality is being imposed upon.
But
So the parts themselves are being imposed. If you're talking about the parts, you can talk about the parts. If you're talking about the parts, you're talking about the box.
I'm talking about the parts that I see this as a box. The
Yeah.
parts of the
The
box
parts.
that I see as a box.
Sure.
But if the parts are empty, then those can't be anything else that will make this box for some that I see as a box will count for someone else because those parts are empty.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So what I'm saying there is the static
Подожди, мне микрофон выключить.
Hold on, we're gonna try this again, everybody. We're learning Tibetan together. Okay, Kangsak. So so Tibetan doesn't divide by words. They divide by syllables. Okay? And it's problematic sometimes because there's ambiguity. But every single language has problems. Okay? There's always some weird thing. All right. Um, but you can through familiarization, you can figure it out. Okay, so Kangsak means a person. Gi means like apostrophe S in English, right? Angela's house. Okay, so this is a person's. Um, Dakshi. This means the the basis. Like this is my basis, like my arms, my legs, my clothes, word. Okay. Okay, that basis, yang, um, is it question mark? Okay, is it yinam? Is it also the case that it is coming from us? Tak yi. All right, that's what it's saying. Okay, it's a question. Where's Ilda? Oh, you press now, Ilda? I know what I'm talking about. No, I'm joking. I'm messing with you. No, I know you didn't. I'm joking.
Because I have no idea. So
It's fine. I'm joking. Kangsaki, same. The person has no me has no dak, has no self nature. Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm not myself, Monica? Is that what it means? Does that mean there's no word? No, okay. I studied yoga and yoga philosophy for like 15 years, and people are like, there's no self. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm right here. Okay. I also went to temple for everyone here can see me slightly differently. Why? Because it's based on your perception of me, right? So if you like the class, it's if you don't like the class, it's your fault. It's my teacher's joke. I stole it. And then Chukidakme, which means even the parts. So if we talk about me, if you talk about word, he has no self. Okay. But that word, that's hard. That can be hard for people. People are exactly. See, as soon as you're using self, there's no word in word. Okay. How about this? Do you like guava? Does everyone like guava?
I don't.
You don't. That's what I was asking. Do you like guava? Okay. So is there any good taste? Is there any good taste in guava? Really?
Good is not.
Exactly.
Good
It's
is
subjective.
relative.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's impossible for the good taste to be in the guava. It has to be depending on the person,
Okay.
right? Which means it's coming from their perception,
Yes.
which means the nature of good taste could not be in the guava.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
It can be popular, but it cannot be absolute.
So how does
Right.
you relate that to self?
That's self, the inness,
Mm.
right? Right? Does everybody come to you want the same haircut? No. If you gave everyone the same haircut, would you have many customers? No. It's about 90% of them would be upset. Right? Everybody wants a different haircut. Right. But what they like is based on what they want, based on their perception of what looks good and what feels good. Correct? Okay, so then it couldn't be in the haircut, right? So the haircut has no nature of being good on its own. It depends on the perception of the person. So we say, when I say we mean Buddhist schools say, so that perception is coming from you because it couldn't be coming from the hair. If I mean, I like your hair, but if your hair was just screamed good, then every single person would be like, oh my God, her hair, right? And some people are like, oh my God, her hair. Other people are like, her hair. And a couple people are like, oh my God, her hair. Exactly. Right? So the question is, what does good depend upon? What does bad depend upon? What does good taste depend upon? And it couldn't depend upon some self nature in the thing.
I see.
So when you say self, that's what you mean. And that's what these Indian schools have been arguing about for about 5,000 years. Okay? A self. But it doesn't mean like just myself or yourself. It means a nature. And so when you talk about perception, like good or bad, it's kind of easy. But then you start talking about hardness. You start talking about air. You start talking about the body, and then people are like, of course it's hardness. There's hardness. And then Jesus is like, really? And starts breakdancing on water. He's like, what about hardness? You understand?
What?
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what yogis are like, really hardness? And you're like, oh, they're like flying away. They're like,
Mm.
where did hardness go? But people are like, well, I never saw that. You're like, "Hmm,
That. But is it? What
Is-
is real?
okay, is what real?
Well,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just said that. No, I didn't say that. Right. But is your perception of crappy guavas real? Yes or no? Real to who?
For her it is.
Thank you. Right. To her, because you ate the guava, right?
Or didn't yet.
Or didn't eat it, right? You're like, you spat it out, right?
work they did when I was 5.
Guava's good for you. Mexican family. Eat your guayaba.
Vitamin C.
Yeah, exactly. But do you see what I'm saying? It depends on your perception. And so the question is, why am I perceiving crappy guava and not Jesus walking on water? I'm not saying I'm giving you the answer right now. I mean, the answer is always karma, by the way, right? But why do we have these perceptions? Why do people suffer and some people feel good in any given moment, right? Right now, half of us are like, ah, my back from yesterday's class, and half of you are like, oh, my back from yesterday's class.
Oh my God.
Right?
Could have put it better.
So why, what made the yoga class help your back so much? And oh, my back for the other people. That's the question. The question is, how do we get happy? It's not just some weird philosophy. It's like, or
Internally.
Applied philosophy.
inner work works. All right. All right. We're continuing with the class. Hi, everyone. I know this is weird. Okay, someone who's gonna read question 2. Who's gonna read? Huh?
The question.
Hilda? Hilda, read this. Por favor. It's gonna make guava good to
Sure about that?
it.
My mom tried it for
Try it.
when you focus on the whole, such as the body, why do the parts or raw data, such as the colors and shapes of the body, seem to exist out there, really independently on their own?
This is the question. Yeah. Okay.
Should I read the answer?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We'll ask first. This is Maria's question. Maria, why does it seem like that? When you focus on the whole box, how come the parts of the box seem to be out there?
Because you're not an Arya. Or
No, I can see that. If you're just looking at the box is black, square, round corner, smooth. Why does the box seem like it's out there on its own?
because of your karma, you see it on its own. Misunderstanding.
Kind of, but more basic. Oh, gracias.
Because it's not in, it's out. The more basic.
No, it's even more basic than that.
Because it's separate, you feel it as a separate thing.
Why?
You
Gracias.
being sorry for your
No, it's good. Definitely not.
separate thing.
Because you're not looking at it. You're not thinking about it. If you just look at word and what's word status as reality, right? What's the guava status? You're not thinking about the yellow, the smooth, the pulpiness, the hard seeds, right? If you then bring your focus onto that, that's a different discussion, right? That's what we're having two discussions. We're talking about the thing or the parts. Because your mind actually doesn't focus on two things at once. It goes like this. Like, oh, Angie? Hat? Okay, shoes. Oh, yeah, Angie. That's Angie, right? Because you never see one whole thing at the same time. You see parts, and your mind then goes, Maria. Yeah, you can't see the whole thing together. Your mind puts it together because your eyes don't see Angela's, Elizabeth's, Angie's. Your mind sees brown, highlights, oval shape. Okay, that's what eyes see, colors and shapes, right? But your mind is what together as Angela, Elizabeth, money, right? That's true. Try it. Examine it for eyeballs can't like your magnifying glass can't say that tastes good. It just says yellow and triangle, right? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Because at this level, we are only perceiving these parts with a conventional or deceptive perception without examining their real nature. All right? If you want to examine it, you can, but you got to do it separately. Okay, here's the Tibetan. Ma tak ma che partane pe tse me drup. Okay, drup, it only exists, tema, as a thing that you perceive, matak machepa, because you're not examining it, And niepa, it's something that's coming from you. Okay, it's coming from your mind due to your karma from the past of how you treated your besties and enemies. Okay, question 3. You want to read this, Angie?
Yeah. Why do we call the process of going down in levels through the parts and the parts of the parts and so on as a method established that things are actually empty?
Yeah, I talked about it in class yesterday. What did I say about different levels of reality? What did the Egyptians say?
As below?
As above, so below. Yeah. Things are empty if you're looking overview, parts of the parts, parts of the parts, parts of the parts. When do the parts stop? How about that?
Never.
What about
Well,
Well,
the smallest part, like we're talking about atoms,
atoms?
atoms.
There's the smallest part of an atom?
Oh, yeah.
yes.
What about electrons? Aren't they part of
Yeah, electrons, but that would be like the smallest part.
No.
No, they disappear when you find out there's nothing there.
What do you mean there's nothing there? There's an electron there.
No, because if you go smaller, there's a moment there's nothing. You can go, if we have the technology, you can
So
find out there's no there.
there's nothing there? So if
No.
there's nothing there, what there's no there
Energy.
there.
Energy.
Energy?
No.
It's empty.
Some fluid parts.
That's when the parts finish. That was
The parts finish?
when the part ends, you said
Electron on the left side of the left side.
Anything, does it exist or not? Are you saying it exists or not?
not exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
So the thing that's there doesn't exist?
No.
Right.
Okay.
Itself.
So nothing exists.
By itself.
But nothing exists at all. I'm not here.
No, that's not the same. Nothing
here.
exists at all is not the same.
Okay, but we were talking about it all.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So
The things doesn't exist the way we think they do.
okay, but what about the way they don't? Is there an atom? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Does it have parts? Yes or no?
Yes.
When do those parts end? That's the question.
Never.
You're right. Okay, that's true. Because if it exists, even the part has to have a part. It has to have a top, a bottom, a in and out, a left, a right. Right? All right. As above, so below.
Pues arriba es abajo. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. When we look for self-existent raw data, that is the object that we projected onto. We don't find anything and thereby establish in yet another way the truth of emptiness. Okay? If you really think about it, which is what this class is. Tani takpe tan telue tsena manye, you'll never find na if you look let's say at some time, um, tselwa, even if you search, dun, an object, you'll see that it's tanye, takbe, tak, only made up of images that we are putting on it.
Isn't that what I said? No.
Nope, you almost said it, but you didn't say it.
Oh, I didn't went that far. I
Y-
thought it was.
You were close.
Data would be like for me black and boxy, and for someone else would be red and white.
Yeah, it's possible. The raw data itself. Yep, it's possible. That's how you make a tantric paradise. The raw data becomes something completely different, right? Yeah, it's possible. Okay, good. Number 4. Maybe someone from our studio wants to read. Or how are you there?
Yes.
All right, read number 4. Just the
Uh,
part I highlight.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. What do we tend to think of as the ultimate raw data for each of the two great divisions of a person? They are the same as the two things which lower schools of Buddhism believe has some existence from their own side.
Yeah, exactly. We were just talking about it. Yeah, so what do we think of as the ultimate raw data? Just think science. What does science think?
But there is something there that
Like what? Name it. Yeah, atoms, like particles, some physical basis. What else? There's 2. There's actually 3, but that's for 2 here. Yeah, reality or something. I think that's what he's getting at. But that's the 3rd one. Yeah, like experience of reality. Yeah, but they don't. They only ask for 2 here. Okay, Hal, read this.
Yes, the atoms that at any given moment make up what we call our physical bodies. Mm, the Tibetan?
Yeah, read the Tibetan.
Yeah. Soki, Suki Sokpe, Duntra Rap,
Yeah, what's Dultrarab? Do you remember?
Duntra, the try here like Duntra Rap, the atoms.
Yeah, atoms of suk of suki of tsuk. What's suk?
The Sok like the physical body.
Yeah, exactly. They're all tsokbad.
The Sok like the collection.
Yay, correct. Good. Yeah. All right, read this one. How?
Yeah. The stream of present moments of awareness that, over a lifetime, make up what we call our mind. Shepe, ke chik, me, gun.
Yeah, good. What's Shepa?
The the Shepa is the awareness.
Yep. What's K Chikma?
The ke chikma like is it the moment? The
Correct. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And what's Gyun?
gun like the stream.
Correct. Yay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Good job. Okay, number 5. Why don't either of these 2 kinds of raw data exist? We just talked about it. That's true. You know the simplest way to say it though? Because they have parts.
Oh yeah.
Once you say something has parts, it can exist self-existently because if parts of part then there's no point that the parts themselves can exist on their own. So therefore, they have to exist some other way. And we say from us. All right. Olga, come read this. Por favor.
What we imagine as the most basic building blocks of all physical matter, atoms, are only a projection onto other parts, each step of the atom, so on, endlessly. Imagine the most basic of awareness, the present duration itself. So,
What?
so,
Yeah.
So does that mean as well that you'll see parts differently?
Could if them, yeah.
See them differently.
Have to see them differently. Else it's everything. And keeps dropping. Excuse me, everybody. The internet is not that good here. You just call a computer, and so all of you are saying, "Oh, I see a computer, right? I see the computer." Think about it. You're never seeing the same computer, right? So you're just calling that thing, and then, but when does that become a problem, though? Yeah, you got in an argument, and that leads to a war, and then you stab somebody, right? Or bomb their country. Literally. No, this is where our country is. No, your country is here. No, no, not. What is reason? No, it's not. It's here. F you, F you. All right, start the bombing. Seriously. Or your partner or your mom or whoever's currently pissing you off. All right. All right, number 6. What really provides the raw data of all existence for every level of mental or physical objects? Really?
Seeds.
Yes, 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 and yes. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And even if you don't, I don't know, karma's annoying because it's been so overused and so understood that people end up misusing it. And then it's like the word just like the meaning. It's like the word gaslighting or something. People are just like, he gaslighted me. No, he just told you the truth. You didn't like it. That's not the same, right? It's words like that. So karma here literally just means how you think, what you say, and how you act, especially towards other people. Yeah, that's it. That's what karma means. And that's what we're saying. If I go around punching people, pop, 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 okay, eventually either I'm gonna get punched or worse. Or even when people are just saying hi to me, I'm gonna be like, why are you being so aggressive? Right? And we know people like that, right? They're like, whoa, they're not being aggressive, dude. They're just saying hi. Oh, I don't know, but it's like, Why do those argumentative people keep getting in arguments when you're just like, hi? Do you understand? Like that. Okay. It's projections forced on us by our past karma at every level. Yay. Okay, here we go. Are things therefore less real? So you're telling me a projection is real. Something coming from my mind makes things. And that's real. This is made from my mind. This is
No.
what's up?
The mind used in speech, right?
My mind. Where's all this stuff coming from?
Yeah. Oh,
An image? An image makes this hard. You sure?
Yes, your past, your receipts make that too. So
Yes, that's right. That's true. How can this be confirmed?
because not everyone will see it as a table.
Well, how is it not less real?
Take a pen and try to put a mustache in your face.
Yeah, or walk into traffic.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome.
Yeah, it depends.
Well, yeah, that's
Depends on your
true.
seats. Boom. What did Geshe say? He used my example. Okay. Does it make it less real? Not at all. We can confirm this through our direct perception of pain or pleasure. For example, by standing in front of a fast-moving taxi cab. Okay? Right?
Don't do it by the way.
No. Unless you're Jesus, then you can do whatever. Okay, number 8. What is the whole point of looking at the world this way? Why is this the only worldview that works? Yeah, what is the whole point? Like, who cares? Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't care if you call yourself Buddhist, Jewish, Christian, yogi. I don't care. This is not like a religious conversion or something like that. It's not even a spiritual conversion. I don't care. It's logic. It's what actually makes sense, and then what you can actually apply to help yourself and other people. Okay? I was Christian. I grew up in church or whatever. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, there's no change. People, nothing's happening, nothing's moving. Like, you keep talking about these miracles. And I remember being a kid, and I was like 8. I was like, where are all these goddamn miracles? How come nobody, where are the miracles? It seemed that like every other week, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, all these guys, right? Stuff was happening. But then it just stopped. Why? Why would it stop? It didn't make any sense to me, you know? And then the people seem to like not do the thing. You're like, what connection between all these words and my life? You know? I just want to watch cartoons. Why am I even here? Right? And I stopped going and started watching cartoons. Okay. Seriously, I don't care. It's just does it work or not? And I think the foundations of all these religions are the same. Because what did Jesus say? He said that too. He said the kingdom of heaven is within, first of all. Second of all, he said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Why would he say that? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So maybe tax cuts and bombings aren't the way. I'm not sure. Okay. What is the whole point of looking at the world this way then?
Because it's the only way you can eventually see everything directly and therefore become enlightened.
Yes. And why is this the only worldview that works?
Because it's different.
True. Because it's actually logical. Did everybody ever study when they started to try to make planes, like in the early 20th century? Like all these people had these plane ideas, okay? And did they all work?
No, no.
No, ever see those old planes? It's like a crank and like there's like right? And it's just like it's not getting off the ground. What would happen if those planes went off a cliff? Yeah, those people die. Okay. So what about the Wright brothers plane?
They had the tables.
Huh? Well, it just flew. It flew at all, like it stayed high. It's like you're flying until you hit the ground and die, right? You want the one that actually obeys the laws of physics, right? Okay. That's not my example. It's Daniel Quinn's, but I stole it. Yeah, it is. We can do good deeds, plant good karmic seeds, and create a Buddha paradise, angel body, and perfect mind and compassion. Reach the end of suffering, births, aging, illness, and death, as promised by the Buddha. Okay. It just means we can change anything, you know? You start out with your bank account, and then you go to your boyfriend, and then you go to your physical body, and then you're like, wait, I changed that. Let's go deeper, you know? Aging sucks. Let's go for that, you know? I'm gonna die. That sucks. Let's see how we can handle that. Okay? That's the point. Okay, number 9. Why suffering ultimately be eliminated in every living being? Sexy question.
Ultimately, it is God first, and then because it is in our nature to turn on the perception.
Pretty close. Yeah. So this is the last question in the Geshe course.
Because truth is always meant to win.
Because truth is stronger than lie, something like that. A lie, the truth comes out or something, you know? Like a cheating boyfriend. Because this is a misperception of the true nature. Being a misperception, it is totally inferior and powerless compared to correct view. It's ultimately powerful antidote. If you named a book about this, what would you call it? Ooh, yeah, correct. Because it cuts the bullshit. Okay. The Tibetan is Duk Nelgi Gyur Gyurpe Nyupe Ne Lokla Chinchi Loktu Shukpe Denzin Menpa De La Nyenpo Topten Yupechir. Thanks, everybody. The internet here is really bad. We're just gonna do one more question, okay? Um,
No sabía. A ver, entonces,
Estás en tu part normal, y nos das a la esquina derecha. ¿La esquina derecha? No, no,
at least come up here, get some seats. Just read this. Just read this. For funsies.
Okay. This?
Yeah, this.
The object denied by middle way is a self-existent thing, a thing which could exist without being a group of parts that we are forced by our past karma to conceptualize in a certain way. We grasp to this object continually, but it does not exist, never did exist, and could not exist. It is like a full-sized, two-headed purple elephant in our wrist.
Yay! Thank you, Elise. That's good. Please return your seat, ma'am. Yeah, in Tibetan you call it a gakja, the thing that could never exist in the way we think it exists. Does that mean where'd money go? You left.
she doesn't exist.
I'm sorry, Juan. Does that mean no sample? Does that mean yelling? Well, he doesn't exist, but in our example, does that mean the yelling person doesn't exist? Yes or no? No.
I keep saying.
Okay, so what about them doesn't exist?
Yelling at me because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, the reason you think they're yelling at you. That's what doesn't exist. Okay, and that's why we do all this inner work, because really all this crap's coming from you. If you don't change your insides, it's going to keep coming at you. Then you're going to die a miserable death, and it's going to be your fault. Half joking. Joking, Elizabeth, joking.
I have a really hard time understanding because well, I do have a grumpy husband.
Yeah?
A yelling husband. Yeah, not directly like no, but he's grumpy.
Okay,
You know?
grumpy.
And I for example now I'm like, hi. Fine. Or
Right.
and so how could I work?
How could you change?
Yeah, because
How could you change them? How could you change your perception of them? What the?
but then you know he's a grumpy man. So how can I please or sweet that? So I have to answer the theoretical answer, but in a fully way.
You know what you should do? You should do it. Qigong, energy work, body work.
Please,
So,
please. Someone. He doesn't
No.
exist, but I know.
Doesn't really exist. No, seriously. What I would do for any particular thing, right? I would see what it is. If it was grumpy husband, right? Then I would say, okay, if I'm seeing this, it must be the case that I'm grumpy, at least sometime in some way, or at least have been. Because almost nobody wants to admit that. They're like, I'm
Yeah,
great.
I might be happy today, but I was grumpy at some point someday. Okay.
Exactly. And I really see it like as currents. It's not just like a one-off thing. With things that are consistent in your life, in my view, I'm consistently doing them on some level. And usually it's if I'm not just outright yelling at people, which most of you probably aren't, on some low level, I'm dissatisfied, angry, frustrated, irritated, and that's true for me. So on some level, I would look for that in my mind stream, if you will. And then I would start working on that in my own mind, in my own heart. Right. And then how you do that work, there's different ways. You could do breathing, you could do energy work, you could do Qigong, There's certain yogic exercises, but you basically want, basically what we did yesterday. Yeah, who woke up grumpy or processing or feeling something? No one? Mike Hoffman? A couple of us. Okay. I did. You know, Lisa's like, well, if you didn't feel anything now, you might feel something in the morning. Bye. In the morning, we're like, oh, my mom. Okay. Right? And so a few people where I noticed, I looked at people's faces coming to breakfast. I was like, processing, processing, processing. Yeah, I'm watching. And so yeah, and so then it comes up, and then you're like, oh, there it is. There's the thing that's subconsciously creating a grumpy husband, a grumpy boss, you know, a stupid president, or whatever the hell it is in your life. You know, it seems like totally disconnected. The way that crazy guy in house acting has nothing to do with me. What a crazy person, you know? But if you really examine, are you being selfish? Yeah. Would you rather not pay more in taxes? Yeah. You know, is it at others' expense sometimes? Yeah. Would you rather not think about that? Yeah, it's not me. I don't care. All those things go create a big, beautiful